I'm Hailey Brooks, and this is the Pursue Vegas podcast.
The idea of Pursue Vegas was to really highlight the local people that really make Vegas, Vegas.
I love that aspect of how these visionaries are actually bringing people together.
When we hit record, our responsibility is to connect the people of our city so we can show the world who we really are. Welcome back to the Pursue Vegas podcast. I'm your host, Dave Berlin.
And I'm your co-host, Tawny Wynn.
And I don't even know if excited is the right word, because I always say we're excited, but...
On the moons, in the stars.
On the moons, in the stars. We are on a different galaxy level today because this doesn't happen a lot, but I just met the incredible Hailey Brooks.
Oh, wow.
Today.
Hi. Oh, my God.
Today.
Hello.
I don't want to be just like another one of those dudes like on the roster that's just like scrolling your stuff all the time. But I saw one of your reels 2 years ago, and it's like, hi, welcome to Vegas. And it was just... immaculate.
My
Good
Vegas
job.
tourism character.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah, it's so good.
I have
So
to
good.
get this. Like, this would be the reason I go back on Instagram.
Oh, I sent it to you.
Yes. So I used to do it on TikTok.
Yeah.
That character blew up on TikTok.
Yeah.
And so I'd be like, hi, welcome to Vegas. And then I would just give tourists instructions on things of what to do in Vegas, but like from like a true locals perspective. Like they're like looking for drugs. I'm like, oh, go on the pedestrian bridges or like things like that. Like,
where's the Dre-ass nightclub?
Because it was true. So I used to be a party host on the strip, and so they were all based off of like true like encounters that I actually had on the strip and things that people would say. And I'm like, dude, some of the questions, man, like even before 2016, before sports, the amount of people that would ask me what hotel I live in on the strip was astounding.
What did you tell them?
Well, normally I tell them I live in the tunnels. That was my solid go-to. Like, I'm a tunnel person. Yeah, no. Some people literally would be like, what, do you fly in from LA every week? Like, what? Like, they couldn't conceptualize, like, people living here.
Yeah. I always throw people off. I'm like, it's not like that. I live in the Cosmo. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's just...
I know. Then I do have, like, some bougie friends that live, like, what's the one next to Aria? Yeah. And it's like, well, there are some people that live, like, on the strip.
I met somebody that lived there. Like, we watched the Tropicana being blown up from there. Yeah. But can you imagine what the community room? I've never been to that place, and I'm not going to say that we were on psychedelics, but
I'm going to say it, but it's heavily implied.
It's very, very implied. But it was like, there was like one guy, and his story just didn't add up, right? He was like, oh, yeah. I was like, what do you do? And he said, oh, I run this car company. I was like, you run a car company? Okay. Like, what kind of car company? Oh, we teach kids how to drive. I'm like, that doesn't seem...
Like a driver's ed thing?
Yeah. And I was like, oh, cool. Do you have like a whole fleet of vehicles? And he's like, no, we got like three cars. And then I'm like, there's no way you can live in Veer Tower and that's all you do.
Yeah.
And then
unless he's teaching the billionaires.
Don't ask me why I did this. It was just I am a Marine, so it's like I kind of want to always know like what the threat level is. And I just really paid attention to this guy, and he has the whitest feet that I've ever seen.
Wait, how do you see his feet?
He was in flip-flops at Veer Tower the night the Tropicana was being blown up.
That was a cold night, was it not?
This is 2:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
But what was interesting, I was like, I don't know that he's ever left this building.
A little
Go ahead and just marinate on that. I'm not.
Or he just wears socks all the time.
I don't even think I can tell you. He told me.
How was his toes?
I'm just gonna be
How was his toes?
elusive.
Was it
for the
like
rest of this.
eagle talon?
Let that sink in. Welcome to the show.
Maybe he bleaches his feet. Do you spend a lot of time on Feet Finder?
No, actually, I had a whole different way that I wanted to kick off this episode because I knew you were here, and I totally
we went feet.
I just went. We went the feet route.
I have terrible feet, in case you were interested. I have god-awful feet. My feet are the worst. I have really, really small hands and feet.
This
like, that's my thing. They're short and fat.
You're totally fine.
All right, cool. I
How
got
many cars are in your fleet?
In my fleet, I got quite a few cars in my fleet. I'm not going to say they all work, but,
And they're all cargo vans.
Yeah, and there's all children driving them, yes.
You hear like the old school ice cream truck music? That's her.
Dude, if you see an ice cream truck, man, are you approaching them?
For drugs?
Exactly. Like I have kids and like I hear the ice cream man. I'm like, no, we'll go to the store and get ice cream. I'm not taking you up to a strange man in a shitty rundown van to get an ice cream cone that looks like SpongeBob like went through freaking Chernobyl. Like this is not
everyone
gonna
just
happen.
watches the truck go by.
Yeah, it's like,
Yeah, and he's like right out that little peephole, like staring.
Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, no, I will pass on the ice cream truck. No, thank you.
You were playing the wrong song. That was the Jack in the
Jack
Box.
in the Box. I still some of them play it. You know what the new thing is? So for my kids for Christmas, so instead
Inspector Gadget.
No. Instead of Jack in the Box, like they've leveled up. Okay, there's now Skibbity Toilet. You guys on to Skibbity Toilet? Skibbity Toilet. Skibbity toilet.
Is that a Jen Beta thing?
She doesn't have kids.
It's a thing, but it's like a YouTube thing. My brother knows it from like back in the day, and it's like resurfaced. So they have essentially a Jack in the Box, but it's this guy Skibbity Toilet, and he's in the toilet, and you push the flusher, and he pops out of the toilet.
Wait, is that where the term comes from? With the
Skibbity.
Yeah, the beta thing, the Gen Beta thing.
Yes, the young kids
said that to me, and I'm like, am I old? Because I'm not that old, and I don't know what the fuck you just said to me.
Mm-hmm. Skibbity's like it's like the Sigma is like one of the terms they're using now too.
Oh my god, how old am I? Like how long have I not
I just
been
did
on
a
social
90s
media?
night at the volleyball game the other day, and like seeing little kids like 90s, haha.
Yeah.
Like
I went to First Friday, and they literally had hundreds of racks of like Massimo, like crew necks. It was ridiculous.
The Target brand. That was a Target brand, right?
Yeah.
Well, it was Target in like the 2000s, but like, yeah.
I think Old Navy deserves a comeback, honestly.
Who?
Old Navy.
Never heard of her.
She old? No, give me minor Navy.
So, greatest intro ever.
Welcome to the
Hailey
show.
Brooks.
Yeah, hi, thanks. I'm really excited to be here.
Tell us
Glad it worked
everything
out.
you, who you are, where you came from. Maybe not.
Well.
And then what are you excited about?
Life. I'm excited to be here. No, so, okay, my story. So I am a transplant. I'm originally from Philly. I'm an East Coaster, 215. Philly suburbs, okay, not the city.
Nice.
Right, a little bit different. But yeah, I came to Vegas in 2016. My whole family kind of slowly started to migrate. My uncle was actually the first person who moved out here. He was a chef. He was like crushing it, doing the whole chef thing. He moved here, I think it was like 2002. So it was like early 2000s, and we were like, whoa, that place is great, and he kept popping out kids left and right. So I would visit Vegas as a kid. Like I think the 16 one is when I really was like, there's something about this town that I like really, really like it here. Like it was really cool. My first time visiting, it snowed, so that'll give you. That one time it snowed in the early 2000s, and I was like, this place was supposed to be really warm and beautiful, and it's snowing. And I don't like the snow. I'm from the East Coast. I want to get away from the snow. But yeah, so he moved out, and then slowly over time, my whole family slowly started migrating. I was going to community college studying communications and like theater, and I came to UNLV to study journalism. And when I came, it was 2016. It was January 2016 I moved. So it was when the Knights were being born, and the Raiders were coming.
Yeah.
So it was perfect for me. I was in journalism now. So I was in journalism. I got to like literally their whole first season. I was in the locker room doing interviews. Like I was there for the Raiders groundbreaking. I did a lot of sports stuff. So I started working in sports. Right after graduation, I worked at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. So even more sports. Like we did a cool little sports swap with Kyle Busch and Derek England at the time. And then I had some babies.
Nice.
So I threw all that away. I was like, who needs this? Really cool. I was a party host on the weekends doing sports. Who needs that, right? Who needs that? So I had kids, started a family, moved out to California. I did a 2-year stint. I served my time.
Where?
I was in Long Beach for a year and then Huntington Beach for a year.
Down the street from me.
I love Long Beach. If I could get back there, man. Oh, I was like at Bluff Park, Bluff Park. Oh, I was right there. So there's all these like $1 million homes. And then we were in this like little apartment complex. So it was just like, I would go out with the stroller and be like, yeah, I totally belong. But it was crazy because like we were out there during COVID and stuff too. So I literally was walking my son. I was pregnant with one and pushing the other in a stroller. Walked into a BLM protest, and then 3 months later, we moved to Huntington Beach. Had the same, but opposite. It was now a Trump rally, and it was all like 10 minutes down the road from each other. It was really, it was two completely different worlds. It was so crazy, but I loved it out there. It was so nice. But then I came back. That's why I love Vegas, because I got to rebuild myself twice out here. I
love it.
Yeah, so I came back, rebuilt myself from scratch, bottom up, and now here we are.
So, I have so many questions.
I I know.
So many questions.
Hit me with it.
I knew there was something about us, and it's our trauma. You know?
Oh God! Yeah, that's why everyone who goes into comedy. That's what starts it. That's why when people ask me like, "How'd you get into it?" I'm like, "Do you really want to know?"
It's like, how deep are you willing to sit with pain right now?
Yeah.
I can blow
How real are you? You want me to give you? You want to butter it up, or what do you want to do?
So that's what I was going to ask, because I've always tiptoed that line, right? So I've done the MC thing. I was a DJ. I DJ'd weddings all over the United States. A lot of mic work. I've been a speaker. I tried comedy twice. It is hard, but I grew up on like raunchy ass comedy. So like I remember it was like one of those New Year's Eves, right? And HBO back in the day, they used to do a marathon, and they did a marathon of what was the black comedy?
Like Cat Williams?
Def Jam.
Def Comedy Jam. It was 8 hours straight Def Comedy Jam. You could cram 8 hours on a VHS cassette. And that's what me and my friend recorded. And we had like 2 tapes, and we just watched. It was like Dave Chappelle was like on like as a
Like a newbie.
As a comedian. Yeah. He was like, Joe Torre was the guy, he was the lineup guy. And of course, I grew up in a small town in Oklahoma. Yeah.
Oh, my.
Like, it was like one of the last towns that took their signs down. It was kind of bad. But, like, we always grew up with this.
The last town that took their signs down?
Yeah. That's a real thing.
Like a news sign?
Yeah, no, it was like, don't, yeah. It was like,
don't. Just don't. That's all it said. Don't. Don't.
But, so I tried comedy. I did it. It was a curated experience once in Oklahoma, and it was like a awkward teenage diary, right? And it was like you actually read. I had my journals from like 1996, 1997.
That's so cool. That's cool.
And I was like, they actually sat down because it wasn't just like, oh, wing it.
Yeah,
because it was like a whole curated thing. And I was like, this is my first time. And I read 2. I was like, I got 2 stories, but man, I found some really crazy quotes. And I have like 10. Like, can I read them? Like, I don't know, like the top 10 quotes. He goes, you mean like David Letterman? And I go, yeah. And he goes, yes. So that's what it was. So that's my take at comedy. The other one, I tried just like a 5-minute bit and just totally crashed and burned.
I can
it was
totally
like
see you
worst
auditioning
experience.
for her show right now.
Yeah, I mean,
we wear headphones, so it's great. If they don't like you,
okay.
That's what's really
can't tell.
Yeah, well, no, you can. So that's what I tell people. I encourage it. And for the first time this past week, I had someone actually do it, and I was like, ooh. So because they're silent disco. So I have a silent disco comedy show. So they're silent disco headphones. So you have multiple channels because like at a silent disco, you can change the channel. So we're doing comedy on green, right? You still have a red and a blue channel. So in the beginning, I'm like, yo, if someone offends you or you really don't vibe with them, flip your channel.
Whoa.
Let them know
Just
and just
see
vibe
right
out because this is about
So it's
you
like
having a good time.
It's like Inside Out. Like in the crowd?
Yeah,
Are
like
you
let them and you can see everything. So you as the comedian, you see them flip the channel like that hurts your ego, bro. And I encourage it.
Yeah.
I must come destroy the ego.
Yes! It's so much fun.
We're coming.
Yeah, make
That's
them
it.
feel like
He's like, I
crap.
don't know if this friendship is a good idea, but
So I went on a deep rabbit hole on my high school trauma. How did you get into comedy? Was there a person that sparked it, or
It was a series. It was a series of events. So, because first and foremost, when I was in high school, class clown. Like it was always in me. But I was doing journalism. I was like, I have to be serious. I'm a serious journalist. And rah, rah,
you're
rah,
very
rah.
serious with the turtleneck.
I'm a prestigious lady. You can't see my neck or my collarbones. I'm a woman. But no, so like it was always there. And even all my like stories, like my favorite story I did in college was when the Knights were coming and I did like a how to be a hockey fan, like a 101, like banging on the glass and like saying Knights during like the national anthem, things like that. So there was always like comedic elements. Yeah. And then when I came back to Vegas, so I've always been a theater kid too. And I got a gig because I was single momming it, doing whatever I could. I got a gig playing the Mad Hatter in this like immersive Alice in Wonderland cocktail experience, and it was pretty cool. It was really, really cool. I was like this like sexy little Mad Hatter, and there was like a costume change, and be like, "Oh, solve my riddles." But the script was hot garbage, dude. The script, it was so bad. It was like these like jam tarts. Like we don't have jam tarts in the U.S., bro. Like what are we talking about? It was like this Australian company that was like based in the U.K., but like they're out of L.A.
Oh,
so there was just
Down
like
Under was right in it.
like just like a lot of like misinterpretation, and like it was so bad. And so I started to like write my own jokes, like as the Mad Hatter in the character, and they would land much better than anything that I was given. And I was like, let me see if I can do this. Let's give this a try. And so I went to an open mic.
Your own scenes?
And like changing the script up a little
Blocking
bit,
your
know?
scenes.
Yeah. Like there was
they
a
won't
thing with
notice,
like there was like this corn like riddle thing they had to solve, and I was like, it's corn. Like it was like, I don't know. It was quite the experience.
But you can tell whoever wrote fucking the whole Alice thing was on.
Okay, well that's another thing too. We like couldn't mention Alice herself, and also like as it turns, not even that, but the guy that wrote it, he had like a how do I say this nicely?
He got kicked off the Alice in Wonderland gig.
She was a child and he was obsessed with her. You know what I mean? Like it was, like the whole thing was actually really creepy. So
maybe
that's
he's the
why
same guy with the fleet of vehicles.
He probably has really white feet. Yeah, we should check his feet. Someone check. What's the author's name? Check that man's feet. But yeah, so and then I just was like, let me just do stand up, and you know what's the worst that could happen in life at that point? And I turned out I was pretty good at it. You're not perfect your first time in any way, shape, or form. It takes a lot of work and effort and all that. But I've been very blessed, and all of my past like experiences really helped me with like the art of stand up. So
was there any favorite stand up people that you kind of aspired to, or that you really watched and like tried to understand and get inside their head?
Yeah. So as a kid, it's funny too because like not so much stand up, but sketch comedy. I was obsessed with Carol Burnett as a kid. I loved Carol Burnett.
Cool.
Annie in particular. Like I watched that movie over and over and over as a kid, and she was Miss Hannigan, and that's how I like fell in love with Carol Burnett. And then she had these amazing costumes, and she was hysterical, and she's very animated. So I was always into like sketch comedy. That's how I landed in like improv, doing that kind of thing. And then stand up itself, like I'm very inspired by like the modern women. Obviously Ellen was like at the forefront, and you know you have your others back in the day, but it's definitely more open to women now, and a lot of people kind of prefer female comedians now and all this other thing. And so seeing a lot of the modern women,
I'm just kidding.
you're forced to listen to us now.
Thank you for the acknowledgement.
But like your Eliza Schlesingers, your Tiffany Haddishes, like your modern like those modern women inspired me in the same way that Carol Burnett.
Cool.
Lucille Ball, obviously, too. It's about sketch comedy.
So when you say sketch, obviously everyone knows Saturday Night Live, and it varies from season to season, but there's another deep cut. It's most people don't know it, but it was The State. MTV The State. Did you ever see that?
I watched Mad TV.
Oh, my gosh. So there's a whole world. It's like they also did Wet Hot American Summer.
That is a movie.
Yeah, that's a movie. And it's like a lot of the same people. So I have a gift for you. It's at my house. I'm not going to make you come to my house, but I will bring you the gift next time.
I have a gift for you at my house.
Your friend, I'm going to say this.
What are you doing at 2 a.m.?
You might want to have me come with you. We'll bring all the guns.
No, actually,
in case he turns.
No, it's funny.
You never know. The nice
it's ridiculous.
Yeah,
it was a whole sketch comedy. It came on MTV, and it only ran for like 2 seasons, maybe.
Okay.
But it was like a lot of those people ended up going and doing Reno 911.
Oh, okay.
So
I knew it for a reason.
That kind of group.
And what's the salmon one they did? It was called like Pink Salmon or something like that. It's those same, because it's the same people that did like Beer Fest, right? Beer Fest.
I think so, yeah.
And then there was like
I don't know what their names are. I'm just like, it's the state people.
They're doing the thing. You know, they're doing the things. What year was that?
What year? That was probably 1990, if I had to go.
Damn.
I was still in my dad's ball sack. That's why I went that one.
I was 1 year old.
You told me you were
32.
I'm just kidding.
I know.
Yeah.
You told me you were 26.
I was born in 92. Well, listen. Depends who's asking. What's the job we're looking for here? Could go either way. I could be an old lady. I could be a young one. What you want? What you want?
Okay, great. So, and now you've been. I started watching your stuff again. I saw the tourist part, and then I've seen you do different activations. You've done different kind of activations. So, what do you? How did you get started in the activation and the events? And then, what are you excited about now?
Ooh, like Vegas-y things? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, yeah. So I do a lot of like brand ambassador or like content creation. So for like a year, I was actually a content creator for Vegas, for the @Vegas social channels on TikTok and Instagram. And it's funny because my Vegas character is kind of what helped me get that job, but then also what helped me lose that job.
Why?
They didn't like me telling the real things about Vegas.
Of course, the man, the whip.
Exactly. So they offered me health insurance and a nice stable job. And they were like, so if you could shut up now, that would be great.
And we didn't mean like all of it.
yeah, like, sparingly.
You need to be the guy that does a sign.
Yeah.
The signage.
The signage of Vegas.
The traffic shit.
Oh my God, spinning of the sign. I would have so much fun doing that.
Yeah.
Though I love seeing there's this one guy on like 215 out in Henderson. He's just having a ball, man.
Yeah,
he smoked a Fat J and he's just like out there jamming. Like, I would love that.
That is the liberty of where we want to be. It's like we want to be so liberated that like you're just on the fucking sign.
Have you ever seen the movie Soul?
SOL?
Soul, it's like about your soul. It's like jazzy. It's a Disney movie. It's an animated movie.
Oh, yeah.
But there is a guy who he's the most happiest, most blissful person in the whole film. And I'm pretty sure he's a sign spinner. He's just living his best life because he's happy and he found the secret to just accepting where you are and being happy. And I think it's funny. I think he is a sign spinner. So literally it's just, it's about being where you are. Anyway, Vegas around town. I'm always there. People always say that. Like somebody I know was like, of course you were at CES. Like I didn't even think to ask. I was like, yeah, I'm just there, man.
Media badge.
I'm just, literally. I remember one time.
The media badge from last year.
One time at SEMA, I was doing content creation for this company called like Moto Bio. They were just doing car stuff, and I just needed to go ask people about cars, whatever, do car interviews. And he was like, oh, I don't have a badge, and yada yada. I was like, don't worry, I got this. And I just like walked in there with confidence. Was like, I'm here, like. Totally didn't happen. Yeah. But yeah, I was
allegedly.
Like, don't worry, like I got
allegedly.
This. Allegedly. Yeah. Just walked in there and it was fine.
I've been trained well by my lawyers.
What's your favorite conference? Do you have a favorite?
I have a least favorite.
What's your least favorite? World of Concrete?
Con Expo, yeah. Con Expo comes once every 4 years. Those are the most... Imagine every man who's ever come up to you and told you to smile more got together and had a convention. That's literally what it is.
I would love to go to that.
This is the
I think we would be their worst fucking nightmare.
Dude. You should go. It's the worst one. That's my worst one. Baby. NAB is my favorite though. NAB is my favorite because that's my world. That's my jam. It's also the first convention I ever worked, and so it holds a special place in my heart. But it's a lot of fun. CES is slowly like I could see the difference. I used to work Comic-Con a bunch too for a different job that I had, and you could see at CES, like people were there in cosplay this year.
Oh, cool.
But like the people that take, it's like the Consumer Electronics show, whatever it is. Yeah, so like the nerds are like,
they're coming out.
They're what is this? We don't like this.
Where's your vest?
Yeah, this is a suit and tie. Like take this seriously. You're dressed like Tron. Like what are you doing?
Yeah, but those are the guys you want to talk to.
Yeah, they're fun. Yeah. They want to spend money.
You ever go to Pizza Expo?
The pizza one?
Yeah.
No, I was there. I briefly saw it. Do you guys go to the Pizza Expo?
I have some.
It's on our list.
Yeah, I have a crazy in there, and I think we're getting media passes, so we might need.
I will go. I will go.
We might need.
If you need a content creator, if you need an MC, if you need a brand ambassador, whatever, I will fill that hole for you.
Yeah.
If you need a Ninja Turtle, let's cosplay as Ninja Turtles at the Pizza Expo.
I do have a onesie. I do.
I have a pizza onesie.
I could be April Weathers.
April O'Neil.
April Weathers.
April Weathers?
I was like, April Lucky.
April O'Neil. I'll come in all yellow. I'll interview people about their pizza. Do you think Dave Portnoy will be there?
He's never there.
We should invite him. Did anyone ever ask him? Maybe he wants to go.
Yeah, like no one's ever invited him. Like he's just like every time he's like, man, no one's ever asked me. Yeah.
No one ever invites me to these things. The Fontainebleau opening was really fun though too. I got to be a human arrow, so they like put us in these like gorgeous white like Marilyn Monroe type dresses and these like crazy wigs, and we all looked the same. And there was like 50 of us, like jewelry, arm socks, the whole thing, and we just had to like flow around.
Nice.
Yeah, you guys need to go to that one convention with all the dudes.
With all the who's?
With all the dudes. That's like smile more.
Oh, God.
There's like 50 of you.
Con Expo. Con Expo.
I don't even know what that is.
I thought it was going to be a bunch of convicts like getting their life together, and it wasn't.
The one that you're like, I wrote them letters.
Yeah, I could be into this.
She rolls it in a fucking boombox with Akon.
Yeah. Commissary. Yeah, no, it wasn't. Wasn't it?
Okay, so you obviously crash all the expos.
Yep.
You've got the weekly show that you're doing now.
Yes.
And then what other activations? Do you get to curate your own, or do you kind of find people that they reach out to you? How does that work?
A little bit of both. So I'm on, those agency, hey, we have Super Bowls coming up. Here's all these da-da-da. A lot of times, though, too, I literally just get hit up off of Instagram or making the connections from the year prior. Like even this year at CES, I was supposed to be like talking to a hologram. That was my job this year, was like talking to a hologram like on stage. But it ended up being like giving like a presentation for the most part. So a lot of people would come by, give me their business cards, like, yo, can you do this for me? I'm like, absolutely,
do you know where the restrooms are?
Yeah, no, well, that one a bunch too. I'm like, I'm literally talking to a fictional friggin' fortune teller right now. Can't you just
I'm out of my mind right now.
Yeah, literally. I'm tripping balls.
Yeah.
Can you just handle your own, please?
You're like talking to the hologram. You're like, I don't work here. I'm sorry.
I don't know, man. Yeah, but like I'm on like Upwork and Gig Salad and all these things where you can get jobs. But honestly, most of them just come from word of mouth or like Instagram. That's why like on my Instagram it says content creator, host, and all those things. So when people are looking for like Vegas host, Vegas MC,
that's a nice SEO play.
Yeah.
I want to come back to the Gig Salad thing. Like, what the fuck is that? If you didn't mention that in the same salad.
Gig Salad's good for speaking events. Yeah, it's like you could just go on and hire like, one time I don't fit the bill for this, but they needed a bilingual like MC for like a baby shower, and I was like, I'm not bilingual, so I couldn't do it. But like
I speak this like made-up language. Yeah, that makes sense in my head. I
get gibberish it, get a gar, get a goo, no. Yeah. But yeah, so just I'm a gig worker. I host trivia. I do like a bunch of.
Nice.
I just gig, which is so Vegas. Like, couldn't do that in Oklahoma. No offense.
The gig economy, the creator economy, the attention economy, whatever you want to call it, it's kind of like going in the same direction. Yeah. And that's kind of where we see like part of the Vegas locals, the hospitality world kind of evolving to.
Yeah.
So like, when we talk to other people, they're like, oh, if you're out here, then you're either for a girl. It's like an atmosphere model, you're an OnlyFans girl, or you're a realtor. Yeah. I'm like, no, there's other people out here.
Yeah, there's other people too.
Not, on the foot thing. Not on feet fighter.
I'll tell you what, though, I live in Summerlin, and when I drop my kids off, I think every mom up there is a realtor. Every single one. Every single one.
They have it on the back of their. They have it on the back.
They do.
Of
they
their
have
window.
the white Teslas with their logos on it. Yeah. And their husbands have the Cybertrucks. Yeah. They're up there.
So that brings up two things. Funny, I was like, normally we don't like say, oh, here's today's date for this episode, because sometimes they roll out sooner rather than later. Sometimes we kind of hold on to it.
Time is just a construct.
But
it's all made up.
Well, but it is funny because here we are. It's January 22nd, and we got a new president yesterday.
Oh yeah, that guy.
So that like opens up a ton of material for the next 4 years.
Dude, honestly, I know.
Face. Relax.
It
Have
really
some respect
does.
For your elders.
Me personally.
I watched Jon Stewart thing this morning. I watched his recap of the night last, and it was like, all right, I really felt like I was ready, and now I'm just like,
it's.
But I'm ready to laugh too.
I'm ready to laugh. I'm ready to laugh. Let's just laugh at this whole thing. That's what it is anyway. It's all a big joke. It's all fugazi. It's all made up. It's all.
What is it? Sam Rill was like, he's like, guys, seriously, it's 4 years. He's like, we've got ton. Was that a?
Yep. That is what we saw. Don't worry, he's not even American. No worries, it's fine.
We'll just
move on.
Small pawn in the scheme of it all, so nothing really matters.
So,
lizard people run the show. We all.
I feel like there's a few different elements, and I want to take. So this is a fun fact. I want to take one of the what's the classes? The different kinds of classes that you can take. Improv. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I want to take an improv class.
I know someone that teaches at UNLV.
Nice.
He has a stand-up class, and I think he just has an improv class.
Do you have to go to UNLV to?
Well, I think it's a public school, so you can go sit in, right? Isn't that how that works?
You see that creepy guy in the back?
Because that's actually something in Vegas, as far as comedy, our improv, we do have, there's Mom's Basement, and they have comedy sports. But other than that, we're kind of lacking in the improv department. Not going to lie. Yeah. It's something that we need.
Well, I just wanted to learn some type of craft. So I did weddings, like 700 plus all over the United States. So the basic MC, but it's the same joke. jokes every time because I never see those people again. But I secretly want to do gig work on Virgin Voyages. Right?
Oh, the cruises?
Yeah. So, but you can be like a DJ. Some of them, they want singers. I do not sing, but they want MCs.
Show up to singing
but
auditions.
They want, like,
I do that. I show up to singing auditions and then I tell jokes.
Do you really? Just for the content?
Well, just because they're looking for entertainment. I'm like, look, I can't sing, but I bet I can make you laugh.
But no, I thought that'd be cool, and also like I think for like Virgin specifically, they want like more funny, snarky,
obnoxious
people that can really kind of riff a crowd. So
so you gotta let go of that PC identity, that you once had. Yeah, you gotta go like balls to the wall,
full blown.
I shed it.
No, I know a lot of cruise ship comics, and like you have to have like it's like 45 minutes clean, and then 45 minutes. I think you have to have two 45-minute sets that are clean, and then one that's like dirtier. Like you have to have a lot of material and try to because it's cruise ship crowd.
Yeah.
Like because they're stuck with you too.
Yeah.
Because if they don't like you, they're gonna come to your room or push you over because you're with them for like 5
What
minutes.
if they do like you? They're gonna come to your room.
Well,
I'm just kidding.
Are you hoping? Are you looking for
what happens in Virgin Islands?
I see your true intention now, Dave Berlin.
Bum, bum, bum. It's so funny because it's the reverse. Like, men literally, like, they do comedy, like, oh, I'm going to get so many chicks. And I, like, go up there, I'm like, can you fucking stop talking to me, please? Can you just fucking leave me alone? Dear God.
I went to a thing last night. It was like the Burbiz. It was like a veteran thing because SHOT Show's in town. And there's a girl, I can't think of her name, Christina Ariana or something like that. I'd literally just seen a TikTok of her the night before, and I was like, what?
You're here.
Weird.
You're real.
Like, you're on my For You page.
You actually followed her there.
Yeah, and then it was weird because then she walked by and she's like, hey, how are you? And I'm like, I don't know how to hit on comedians. Like, what do you...
Don't.
Just don't.
Just don't. That's the way you do it. You just don't.
You just play it cool?
Just, hey, you know what you do? You tell them they're funny.
Hey,
you're funny.
Could you pass me that drink? Thanks.
Oh, yeah, no. Yeah. You here to take my order, actually?
I'm trying to tell Dave not to be funny, or he's going to be like, act natural. I can't.
No, that's good. That's good advice. Thank you.
For the rest of the show.
Lord's work.
Yeah. No, he's gone. He's check the fuck out.
No, so what is that like as far as the women in comedy, men in comedy? Is that a whole thing?
Oh, dude, it was crazy. In Vegas, it's a very big thing.
Okay.
A lot of other cities, they come here and they're like, whoa.
Okay.
Because, like, think about it. I always say before 2016 because, like, I wasn't here. But, like, Vegas, before Britney Spears had her residency, like, Vegas used to be a place where, like, your career kind of went to, like, fizzle. You know what I mean? Like, when you had a residency, it wasn't like
it's
like I'm coming back.
It's kind of like you're trying to revive it.
Not even. It was like you're trying to just, like, fade off into the sunset, right? It was like Vegas, like
Elvis.
Yeah, But now it's like, Usher. And,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, way too soon. No, he just had his 100th birthday or 90th birthday. What was it? It was at Westgate during CES.
What the fuck?
I think it was 90 or 100. I forget. He he was a big deal. There's a bunch of more. There's Fat Elvis, Zombie Elvis, Midget Elvis. We got them all.
Wedding Elvis.
Wedding. No, literally, I have a friend that's also a wedding planner. She's got a roster of Elvi. Like, there's just
There's a plural Elvis.
Plural for Elvis is Elvi. Yes, that's where you get Elvira, right? That's if Elvis had titties. That's what Elvira is.
Whoa.
Right?
Oh, there's a whole world that we're about to unlock.
I know.
Right?
You live here now.
Made that up.
You live here now.
We
need another seat, 2 more cameras.
Yes. All right. I'll take the wizard.
Yeah, represent the tits in this conversation. Come on.
Tits. Let's talk about the real things that matter. Tits.
I'm just over here not hitting on
Is it crazy that we're getting the Oakland A's when we should really be getting the Oakland double D's? Let's be so for real.
That's a good rebrand.
Also, that was really funny during the Tropicana implosion. I was watching it from Virgin, actually, from the parking garage. And so they do the whole, like, drone show, right? And everyone's, like, all sad. Like, people were crying and everything. And then they're showing, like, the old logo. And then they show the A's logo. And it got quiet. It got so quiet, dude. Everyone's like, oh, Tropicana, all the memories. Oh.
We feel fine again.
Like,
We're good. All feelings are gone. Faded off into the sunset.
Have the A's ever won a game?
Ever in the history. How you got an A? Y'all should have an F. Jesus Christ.
I think they had Ricky Henderson, like, in 1990 Topps baseball cards.
And now we are creating traffic for them. Thank you for that.
So
anyway, where were we?
We were talking about women in comedy.
Women in comedy. Oh yeah,
Challenges.
so in Vegas, there's definitely a little bit of a there's definitely a little bit of
How are you making it through all the dick fights here?
Oh Jesus Christ! Very well. There was a hot second. I thought that my car got broken into, and I was like, "Is this a bunch of dudes out here freaking?" It was just I parked at the Strat though, and I was ready to get for parking at the Strat. That's what it really was.
There was no malicious intent. It's just Tuesday.
A product of my surroundings. Yeah.
Like the night we went to Atomic Golf, and I had to park at the Strat, and I was like, I've never been to the Strat, and I was like, oh my god.
You're fine when you're in the Strat. It's very nice inside, and there's a lot of things to do. But it's the outer,
it's not.
That Aztec across the street, man. It's just not zombies, you know.
And that walk was.
It sketched you up.
It's always funny too because there's a TikTok where it's like,
eyes,
if you want to go have a great time, it's right by the Strat. And they're walking up to them. I'm like, don't go to Aztec. What?
Oh no! Dude, that would be hysterical. TikTok influencers, please tell everyone visiting that the Aztec is the spot to be.
Did you hear what everyone was going to do on TikTok when it shut down? Somebody they started this whole thing what if we just all jumped on LinkedIn? And
so funny.
What if they all jumped on LinkedIn and just started throwing their videos?
That would be so funny because everyone takes themselves so seriously on LinkedIn. It's ridiculous.
It was it's like if we're taking one app, we're taking all of them.
I hopped over to the Chinese one though, the red band, whatever it was called. And it was so funny.
You can't say it. We'll bleep it out.
Oh. That one. I went over there, and they were so nice, but they were calling everyone TikTok refugees. And it was, they're welcome cute. TikTok refugees. And they're like, ni hao, teaching you how to speak Mandarin.
Ni hao refugee.
And they had a cat tax. They were like, if you're new here, making a video, and you have to show us your cat or your dog. It was so cute. They were so nice. I was like, okay, I could do this. I could learn a little Chinese along the way. And they got TikTok back the next day, and I was like, what really got me though was CapCut. My life shattered to a point where I was like, I don't know if I should use CapCut anymore because my life shattered so much when I lost it that I need some time away.
Yeah.
It was so bad.
The thing that came to mind when you're when the Chinese are show me your dogs and your cats. I'm like, oh my god, they want to see your dinner.
They're eating the dogs. They want to see your dinner. They're like, yeah, what you got? We haven't tried that one yet. Husky, that's new.
The only thing that'd be funny is if they showed them a horse. Because they've never seen a horse.
What?
Horse meat is not that good.
No, I'm just saying if they just showed them that, these are our dogs. These are our dogs and cats. And then they would just be super confused, our life is a lie. Because their content's probably regulated.
I mean, probably. Because we're not.
Regulation anymore.
Yeah, we can say whatever we want. Blurs out the name of an app. Anyway,
and we're immediately canceled.
Yeah,
thanks for being the last episode.
You know what?
This is a good farewell tour.
It's been my honor.
She's our John Orlando.
John?
Huh?
John?
Do you know John?
No.
Oh,
I have a couple comedians on my show.
Yeah, John was on the first season.
Fucking
what did he do?
The whole time I was just I don't know if we could play this.
And I was like, yeah, carry on. I'm like, poor guy, because he's been on my show before, blowing it up. Because I had my friend Lana come on, and she ex-stripper. Yeah.
I know Lana.
Yeah.
Ain't no backwards.
Yeah. Ain't no backwards.
That's Lana.
We swapped tips before too, so it's kind of she came on. She was like, I don't know what the vibe is, but she was just going off on fucking midgets.
She's been canceled. Her whole Instagram has been taken down.
Oh, wow.
And she wanted to host this roast thing, and she was like, please come support me, blah blah blah. And she was like, it's at 9:30. I'm like, 9:30 on a school night.
Yeah, no, girl.
She was like,
the best comedy show in town is the Dirty at 12:30. Hands down, best comedy show is the Dirty at 12:30. It starts at 12:30.
Where's that? Is that at Dreas?
It's not at Dreas, but Dreas. What's so funny?
South Point?
Wait, you guys.
South Point.
Yes, South Point. Fridays 12:30. But back to Dreas because they took. Okay, you guys know Vegas nightlife, right? So Dre's After Hours is now a comedy club.
Oh.
Yes.
Is it good comedy? Or?
Listen, well, I haven't been yet. I have not been yet. But they do have good names.
Are you
that
still
I've seen.
86?
I'm not 86. I've done questionable things at Dre's. I have been kicked out of Dre's. Light Nightclub was my jam.
No one's ever
I've been kicked out
86 from there.
Not 86, but you could be escorted out.
No, they'll ask you to leave, but you can always come back.
Always come back.
I have a couple weeks you can choose from.
Wings?
Wigs.
Oh, wigs. Oh, phenomenal.
Yeah.
I'll do it. I'll
Wigs
so
and
do
wings,
it.
fuck it.
So now I'm a bachelorette.
That could be a whole show, Wigs and Wings.
Wigs and wings.
Yeah.
I saw Alex Earl was in Vegas this past week, and they all wore a bunch of wigs so that nobody would recognize them and they could just fit in.
Let's fucking do that.
There's so many things we can do.
There's
I'm
so
down.
many things we can do. That's why I love Vegas. There's so many things to do.
Like a whole
But why haven't you
Everything's
been?
acceptable.
I'm curious.
Where? Oh, to the show? I just
To
haven't
Dry
been
Ass?
yet. I'm
Okay.
freaking
It's
doing
too
my own
late.
shit. To
It's
dry
too
ass.
late, yeah.
Dry ass. Dry ass.
You can't wear those, what is it?
Turtleneck?
No, the shoes.
Oh, guess what? This
What?
is what I was going to get to. So my former party hosting friend came into town this week, and I was like, I have some disturbing news for you. The young kids all wear sneakers to the nightclub.
Yeah.
Is that not affecting you? I'm
That
sorry.
just-
That
yeah,
should be,
they just
like,
get in.
But like it used to be a thing like when
Because
we
I
were
had to
party
ask.
hosts,
Because
people.
one time I went, I was like, I can get in with Air Force Ones, right?
No, you at
Now
the
you
time.
can.
Now
Now
you
you
can.
can.
But at the
Yeah.
time, I remember like if there was a girl not wearing heels, I
Yeah.
would like stand really close to like try and hide
Yeah.
the fact that they're not wearing heels or like things like that. And now they're just, dude, they have like I went to Omnia and they were like, oh, like open bar for women, just like hey, please come here,
Yeah.
please come in. It's really sad. I used to
Wow.
thrive in the nightlife, and now
Yeah.
it's like it's people don't want to pay
It's
thousands
weird.
of dollars for bottles
Yeah.
anymore. Imagine that.
Yeah. The cost of drugs has gone up. The cost of...
The cost
Yes.
of drugs have stayed the same.
Well,
No, there's like, if you watch I'm not even going to say it. We're going to
Please enlighten
edit
us.
that out.
Yeah.
No,
What kinda- where are you getting yours?
I was watching a thing on Netflix. I think it was Netflix, and it was like the price of a gram of cocaine has not changed since 1980.
But people's need for more of it.
Oh yeah, but
they're cutting it with more and more. That's what it is. The
so now
quality's
instead of doing
going
1 gram,
down.
you're doing like 4.
But no, it's
That's why
like
it costs
in
more.
inflation and all that stuff. Like the price of drugs almost never change, especially for the ones like that, because that way people will always continue to do it.
So you got to keep the addiction going.
Yeah.
Yeah. You
It's
gotta
like the
keep
price
Yeah.
of insurance, you know? It's got to slowly
Yeah.
climb it up. You know?
insurance
Right.
scam. Insurance such a scam.
I found a trigger word. Let's go there.
So
Let's
Insurance, healthcare, that whole thing.
So what's next for you? You've got the weekly right now, and then anything big that's brewing, or
Always things
you're
that
always
brewing.
you're just always ready to
Always
go.
the Bruin. Yeah, but right now, Silent but Deadly is my big project right now. So weekly Fridays at Area 15. Audience wears headphones. Come and so we call it an immersive comedy experience.
Love it.
There are a few other spots across the country, like literally like 1 or 2 other ones that I know of that do it in that way. Some people did it during COVID, but it's definitely it's very interesting because
Yeah.
it's humbling for the comedians because
Yeah.
it's like you feed off that laughter, and when you have the headphones on, like you don't hear it as much. So I encourage people to like laugh as loud as they can, and we do other things, and it's super like people can get all up in your face and roam the room. It's a lot of fun. So Silent but Deadly is my big one. I MC a lot of the local sports nights. I just did Thrill. I'm going to be doing a Desert Dogs game, and I have trivia that I host as well. So that's a lot of fun.
Cool.
But yeah, there's a couple things brewing. So just make sure you follow me along on my Instagram because that's where I post
Yeah,
all
how
of
can
my
people find you?
thingies. On Instagram, because I'm wildly confusing. On Instagram, it's Hailey Brooks is here. On TikTok, where I'm going to be posting more again. I kind of took a little breather from TikTok, and then they took it away from us, and I was like, no, I'd be really sad if they took TikTok away. So I'm going to go back over to TikTok. Haley's Happy Hour on TikTok.
Guys, thanks for tuning in. Hopefully you got a laugh out of it. Please slide into our DMs. We're very approachable.
Not mine.
Maybe not mine, but
Stay out of mine. They're not a friendly place. I'll put you on my story. I do that.
if we could connect you with anyone in this town, please feel free to reach out. Follow us at pursue.vegas, all over social media. Our website is pursue.vegas. It's probably the same thing, right?
Pretty much.
Yeah, you guys are smart. You should just keep it the same. You should keep all your socials the same.
Pursue Vegas is here, but not on TikTok.
You guys aren't on TikTok?
We were. It disappeared.
What's back?
Like
now
no.
Oh,
like
anyways.
it disappeared like a year ago. It just disappeared. So I got to refix it. Yeah, we'll do it.
It's 11/11.
Make a wish. TikTok. The idea of Pursue Vegas was to really highlight the local people that really make Vegas Vegas.
I love that aspect of how these visionaries are actually bringing people together.
When we hit record, our responsibility is to connect the people of our city so we can show the world who we really are.